Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in today's video we are going to see a team consisting of Obstagoon, Venusaur and Charizard. And I fall a lot of points yesterday as well, and as I said that I don't do well in Ultra League. So yeah, not a good start, I would say. I have lost around 300 points in 2 days, which is obviously not good, but I'm still trying to figure out a good team for the Ultra League, and I think this team is okay. I just played couple of sets with it, and I think they went 3 and 2 and 2 and 3, but couple of games were very close, and yeah, it could have gone either way as well. So I'll discuss about more about the team in the team composition section. So if you're new to the channel and if you like our content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to join the Battleset Discord server, the link to that is in the description down below. Moving on to the team composition, as I said, the team which we are using today consists of Obstagoon, Venusaur and Charizard. And Obstagoon being super weak to fighting as well as those charms, I think Venusaur is a decent add-on because Venusaur is a part poison typing which will resist both the fighting type moves as well as the charms coming in from the potential charmers. And Charizard being the fire type will resist those charms, and it can cover Galid as well as the Escavalier, which is the other premier fighter in the Ultra League Premier. And this team does not do well in terms of PvP rating. It definitely lacks in safety. Maybe Charizard can be replaced, but I really like running Charizard in the Ultra League Premier because this is the only section wherein you can run Charizard. And Obstagoon is a really good in the lead because it's pretty neutral to everything, and once you get the Night Slash boost, I think it is pretty much unstoppable. And also the Obstagoon, the reason behind running Obstagoon lead is I was getting a lot of Empoleons as well as the Gengars in the lead, and I think Obstagoon provides a decent coverage against Empoleon as well as it just wall those Gengars, and this was the reason I opted running with Obstagoon. And without further delays, let's move on to the battles to see how the battle goes. So picking up a negative lead here, and in this lead I tend to not swap into Charizard instantly because they are most likely to have a Swampert as a counter because Escavalier is pretty weak to fire. So I really would like to chip it down and come in with Charizard now because this prompted the opponent to swap out, which is really good in our case because we will be resisting those Thunder Punches as well as the Focus Blast. But since Ampharos is doing super effective damage to Charizard by a lot, and I really want to invest one shield, and we shielded the Focus Blast correctly, which is really good because that allowed us to farm a lot of energy of that Ampharos, and we are absolutely loaded. But as I expected, they are not running a Swampert in the back, rather than they are running Charizard, which is not really good. But they are running a Dragon Breath version of it, so they are not doing as much damage as Fire Spin version would do. So able to land a Sludge Bomb, which is pretty huge, and going for this Dragon Claw, this is most likely to grab a shield of this Charizard. And especially since they have an Escavalier in the back, I think Charizard is looking really good. But they managed to get a Dragon Claw bait, which is not really good for us. Unfortunately, their Charizard wins the CMP against us, and that's why they are able to land the Blast Burn. And at this stage, it's pretty much wrapped up because we cannot do up against anything. Had we not lost that CMP or we did not fall for the bait, I think we would have taken that win. But that was a close one. Moving on to the next one, and we are in an Ampharos lead now. So as long as we manage to shield the Focus Blast of coming in from this Ampharos correctly, I think we are good. And as you may have noticed that I am running Gunk Shot on the Obstagoon instead of a Cross Chop, and this is just to provide an add-on coverage against a Charmer. You can run Cross Chop because if you encounter a Charmer in the lead, I don't think you will be able to get to a Gunk Shot anyway. But anyway, moving to the commentary, I think we get a boost here, so this is pretty huge. That prompted me to shield my Obstagoon because this Thunder Punch will not KO us, and we will be up a lot of energy when we are done with this Ampharos. So in comes Venusaur, and we are already at 2 Night Slash, so this is really good for us because we grab the shield with one, and we are able to we will be able to do massive amount of damage to this Venusaur. And regardless, even if this Venusaur farms us down, we have a Charizard in the back which will basically deal with it. Unfortunately, the Venusaur was able to throw the Frenzy Plant, but they have a Caesar in the back which is really good, so taking the win. GG's. Moving on to the next one, picking up a very positive lead again, and this is the primary reason I wanted to run Obstagoon, because when I was running Shadow Machamp in the lead, I saw around 3 Gengar leads, which is not really good for Machamp. And now the opponent has swapped into Poliwrath, which is really good for us, because now I have been able to pair this Venusaur up against that Poliwrath. Although Charizard also would have been good, but because Poliwrath is, although it's a water typing, it does not run any water type moves. They invest one shield and they let go of the of the Poliwrath, and this is really good for us because now Venusaur is absolutely loaded on energy, and even though frenzy plants are resisted, it does massive amount of damage, and there is a Swampert in the back, which is really good. So maybe I should have thrown the frenzy plant there, but I really was panicking, so I swapped into Obstagoon. And the reason behind my panic was I had already lost one of the set already had went 0 and 5, so that's why I really did not want to lose a lot of points. So the Obstagoon wins against the Swampert in, I think, in 2 shields. The Swampert wins, but not sure how this matchup goes, but mostly it's a favorable match for Obstagoon, because simply because the mud shots are not doing any damage, and counter is a very impressive move. So we shield this hydro cannon correctly, and we just in case, I think the opponent swapped out, but even if it's a Shadow Ball, Charizard can survive one, so we go for a Dragon Claw, and the Swampert is pretty much low, so I swap into Venusaur, which instantly kills the Swampert. So yeah, taking that win, good game. Moving on to the next one, let's see what do we get, and we are in Swampert Lead, so now we will be able to see how the Obstagoon versus Swampert matchup goes. I think Obstagoon can tank 2 Hydro Cannons, so definitely they would want to go for an Earthquake if they want to pressure some shield at my end, but they went straight Hydro Cannon, which is fine with me. So unfortunately, the second time the Swampert is able to take this EMP, I think there is a break point in Obstagoon versus Swampert match, because in a lot of games I was the one who was winning the CMP up against a Swampert, but in this case the opponent Swampert which is not really good, because whenever you are leading Swampert, I think you are bound to have Venusaur coverage, and here I did my first mistake, that I undercharged that, and you'll see that undercharge will come back to bite me towards the end of the game. But they swap into Venusaur, which is really good, and I tried to go for a shield bait, which was not a smart decision because the opponent did not shield it, and this forced me to throw my energy right there. So yeah, not really looking good. If we were able to go for a blast one, I think we would have been in a much better shape, because now our Charizard is gone, and yeah, I think coming in with Venusaur probably is a better idea now, but they have a Dragonite in the back, which is absolutely not good for us. And since we were able to sneak in 2 Vine Whips of that Venusaur, I think still it's manageable. I tried to catch on a Dragon Claw there, but maybe the opponent tried to overfarm there. Not really sure how that went, but we will be able to take on one Dragon Claw from this Dragonite, because Venusaur is a very bulky Pokemon. So I go for a Frenzy Plant. They're expecting Frenzy Plant to almost KO that Dragonite. This was probably a very smart decision, because we are able to farm down that Venusaur now, and now we will be able to land a Vine Whip onto the opponent's Venusaur. And this is what I was saying by saying that that Swampert came to bite me in the back, because if we were able to go for a cross chop, then we would have been, that would have been a much better scenario. So I think this is the Empoleon and Double Dragon line. Fortunately, we are able to get a boost here, and now this Obstagoon will just go to town. And if there is a Dragonite in the back, I think this is even better for us, because the Swampert will just go down with the up against the Venusaur, and we do have a Charizard for that Dragonite, and especially since we got the boost, we will be able to do massive amount of damage onto the Dragonite, and we will be at least able to pressure some shields. The opponent is not shielding, which is like okay with me, because I know that I have a Venusaur to tackle that Swampert. So I just need to get rid of this Dragonite now. So we are able to like bring down Dragonite into red, which is like fine, and the opponent goes for Dragon Claw, and even if 2 Dragon Claws will not knock us down, and in comes Swampert. So we do, oh sorry, there was an Empoleon, my bad. So yeah, even if it's an Empoleon, I think Venusaur will win, especially because we will be able to take down that with the Frenzy Plant, and the Drill Peck will not be able to knock us out. So yeah, I was pretty confident here that Drill Peck will not be able to knock out the Venusaur, even though it's super effective. But Venusaur in the Ultra League is very tanky. So this Frenzy Plant is able to knock out the Empoleon, and yeah, Dragonite just quit. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one. Again, we are in a Swampert lead, so let's see if the Swampert is able to win the CMP against us this time. And do let me know in the comments if Swampert has some kind of attack breakpoint to win the CMP over Obstagoon. So, so yeah, definitely they have charged all the way up to an earthquake, but they go for hydro cannon. So yeah, not really looking good for us. But these opponent is not shielding, so that's why I am also not shielding either. And with the Swampert gone, I think I really need to win the switch advantage now, because as I said, that Swampert leads generally have a Venusaur coverage, so I really don't want my Venusaur to pair up against a fire type. In comes Machamp, which is really good because now this Machamp will be paired up against that Venusaur, and in comes opponent's Venusaur, which is really good because now I will be able to pressure the shield or the health at that Venusaur, and this Venusaur is now in fire spin farm down range, which is really good for us. That sludge bomb from Venusaur really helped, and we are able to completely farm down the opponent's Venusaur. The opponent's Machamp won the CMP against us, which is yeah, fair enough. They go for a cross chop bait, which is not really good, and I realize that I should have probably gone for a bait because Machamp is most likely to shield. And I go for a Dragon Claw, realizing that I will not be able to get to a Plasmon because Machamp will be able to throw a Rock Slide. So prohibiting Machamp to farm a lot of energy of us, I go for Venusaur because we will not go down to a Rock Slide, especially after the Rock Slide got a debuff. And yeah, Frenzy Plant knock out that Machamp. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, in another Swampert lead. So getting a lot of Swampert leads in my opinion, and I think this is the thing with the Ultra League, that as soon as you start leading Venusaur, I think you start getting a lot of Charizard lead. So this is something about Ultra League, that it's very RPS. So opponent did not shielded that Sludge Wave, which is like very good because now we will be able to completely farm down the opponent's Poliwrath. And Poliwrath, as I said, that although it's a water type, it does not run any water type moves. Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch both will be, I think both is neutral to Charizard. So okay with letting go of the Charizard at the moment. It has done its job. I think we can come in with Venusaur and start going to town. But they have a Glaceon in the back, which is which is okay for us because we do have a Pseudo Fighter in the back, and I think I swapped a lot late. I swapped a lot late and probably should have swapped in earlier. So this allows the Glaceon to land an Avalanche at us. I think I stayed in because I wanted to shield an Icy Wind and then swap out, because if I was expecting that Glaceon to run Icy Wind, but instead they were running Avalanche. Fortunately, we are able to completely farm down that Glaceon, and this Night Slash is pretty much useless. We gave Swampert a lot of energy, and with the shields down, I think even if they are running Sludge Wave, I think it would have KO'd at that range. So yeah, GG's. I think definitely there was a win condition there for us, but yeah, that's delayed swap to Obstagoon might have costed me the match. So picking up a negative lead, and I swapped into Charizard this time. I really should have gone into Venusaur, and this was my very early battle. So there is not a clear strategy yet, but definitely I think Venusaur would be a safe swap in this team, not Charizard, because yeah, Swampert will just be able to knock the Besieges out of our Charizard. So here the game is pretty much wrapped up, because if they have a Venusaur counter, something if they have something like Charizard in the back, this is not really looking good for us. So they have a Snorlax, which is okay, but there's that Machamp in the back is still a problem for us. So yeah, not really looking good. So even though if we are up shields, this is definitely not looking good for us, because I wanted to preserve shields for my Venusaur. There was no point in keeping that for Obstagoon, and unfortunately we are not able to Vine Whip down that Machamp. If we had done that, I think there would still have been some play. But yeah, at this point, even with one shields, our health is so low that one body slam will be able to knock us out, and yeah, I quit the game. But definitely, I think if the Machamp had gone down, there was some play there. So coming in with picking up another negative lead, and in comes the opponent's Lapras. So this matchup is pretty. This matchup is okay, but that Togekiss was able to sneak in a couple of 3 charms. I think 2 or 3 charms. So going for a Dragon Claw bait this time. Let's see if the opponent opts to shield. So they shield the Lapras, and at this point I really should have let go of my Charizard, but I opt to shield because I was expecting to completely farm down the Lapras, but that did not happen. I think we would have fall short, and at this point with shields down, this Togekiss will be able to completely farm us down. So I go for a Dragon Claw expecting them not to get a count, which they do not. So this is looking okay. But if this Togekiss is running, I think they are running either aerial ace or flamethrower. So they go for a flamethrower and they have a Blaziken in the back. Yeah, this is pretty much wrapped up. If it was any other mon instead of a counter user, I think we would have been really looking okay. And I think, as I said, that if you encounter a negative lead, I think Venusaur is definitely a safe swap, not Charizard, because with Charizard gone, I think it's really difficult to win. So picking up a positive lead this time around with Empoleon. So we are not running cross chop, so we have to go for Night Slash, and if we get a boost here, this will be really positive situation for us. So not shielding because this Hydro Cannon will not KO us, and we will be able to completely farm down this Empoleon now, and we are loaded on energy. So in comes, I think that was a Gallet. So yeah, we will be able to pressure a lot of shield at this Gallet end, because the confusions are double resisted, and we farmed a lot of energy of that Empoleon. Let's see if we are able to get to this last minute cross shot. We are able to do that, and this will pressure a lot of health at this Gallet end. But this Gallet is absolutely loaded on energy. I think it's already at a close combat. So I was expecting a close combat since the Gallet was very low, but they go for a Leaf Blade, and in comes Gengar, which is really good because Gengar is most likely to shield here, and we are up a shield and we were up on energy as well. So I swap into my Venusaur because Shadow Ball from Gengar does not KO Venusaur, and this way I can preserve my shield, and yeah, the Shadow Ball is not enough, and we are able to knock down the Gengar. So yeah, good game. So this is the team which I think I will use for couple of more sets if it works. If it does not, then I will have to rethink. And if any team is working for you, do let me know in the comment section, because I for one really struggle in the Ultra League Premier. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and thanks for watching. Peace.